there hasn't been too much discovered. A couple of new methods, but the Ice Palace one is biggest, and we will see a Link's House start from Liam and a Sanctuary start from Oase. So both of these are some pretty standard opening routes, looks like. We've got Liam heading down to check this item, which is actually Sphere 1. You can get that right away. Though we won't be seeing it since that's just a heart piece.
Liam heading back to do Uncle.
Meanwhile, Oase is going to be taking the more standard opening route, going to Lost Woods first.
So just $5 off the Uncle. And a whole lot more money there in the chest next to Uncle, so that'll be pretty nice to have that cash early. And us heading straight down to the tavern. We don't have any bombs yet, but that'll help. $50 is exactly what you need to buy some bombs. We had a map check on Liam Atlas' side. We had all crystals in the light world, with desert being a 5/6 crystal. And Liam can check the bonk rocks. OC probably checked this and I missed it. But
I don't think he checked it.
Oh,
he didn't
wow.
check it. He didn't get Burna.
Yeah, so that's maybe just slipped his mind.
Sometimes it's easy to forget that you start with boots, and then you just don't do bonk rocks because you're not used to doing it right away.
Yeah, bonk rocks is it is a Sphere 1 location in Overworld glitches. Yeah, with this being so early in the tournament, runners, it's possible maybe they're a little bit rusty, so I can understand that. We get a book in the well.
Book isn't really that useful though, just opens up tablets. And I suppose pedestal check if you really want to do that, but who really wants to?
Yeah, desert, of course, is immediately accessible. You can't complete it without a fire source, but you do not need the gloves to beat it. You just need that fire source and, of course, a weapon to defeat land mode with.
I am guessing, actually, that Oase and also possibly Liam will be heading down into Desert Palace after this Kakariko check. And hey, there's a fire rod, so that's a fire source.
Yeah. So that actually makes desert full clearable now.
And Liam is using some good game knowledge, grabbing a bomb out of this bonkable rock outside of Kakariko. This is a pretty common strategy in Overworld glitches because you will always have the boots. You can always go grab this bomb before you go in. And then if you reload it at the Fortune Teller's house, you can grab a second one. And that means that Liam will not have to do the slightly unorthodox routing that Oase had to take through Kakariko. He won't have to run between top and bottom to get the required rupees for bombs.
And we got a hammer on the library. This, of course, is another Sphere 1 location in Overworld glitches. Also gonna check. Oh, we got that moon pearl there.
Oh,
so
we got
gonna,
oh man. So this is our first glimpse of a glitch here. We've got a boot clip into this wall. And so what is happening as Oase boot clips into this wall, he's bypassing the collision detection going in. And then when he stops at a particular pixel on the wall and presses indirectly into the wall, he actually tricks the collision detection into forcing him either very far upwards or downwards, and that's what we call a teleport. So Oase used that teleport in order to steal the Moon Pearl from the race game, and then used another one to jump off a ledge from the wrong direction and wind up in Desert Palace.
Yeah, that glitch, of course, not required because you can still get into the race game the normal way. It's just quite a bit faster. But the glitch right after that could be required. OC going into Desert Palace. Of course, he has the book, so he could have got in here normally anyway, but who wants to do that?
And he is going to be picking up a bunch of magic pots, presumably, on the way, because he does need that magic in order to use the fire rod.
Yeah, of course, he has the hammer now, so he doesn't have to worry so much about the magic. But the fire
no
rod
concerns.
is faster.
Plus, he will need the fire rod in order to actually complete Desert, which I assume he will be doing, since we're right here. It's a crystal.
That is a good point.
And Liam just about a minute or so behind Oase picking up that hammer. And it appears that Liam does not know the clip to get up to race game, so he will be going around the long way.
Yeah. I have to admit, I haven't really practiced that clip either, so if there's a required item there, you're going to gain a few seconds on me. Let's see, done with the front of Desert, so he'll head back towards Landmo and should be able to collect his first crystal here.
And Liam also successfully executing the teleport to get into Desert Palace.
Also remembering he doesn't have gloves, so let's see if he knows how to clip up into that little area between the rocks.
Yep, there are a couple of ways to do it actually. There's one way where you go from above, and one way where you go from below. However, he may be choosing to leave it for later, or last during this desert clear actually, because going in there will soft lock you unless you have the flute. Or the gloves, I suppose, but that would render the entire thing irrelevant, so it is wiser to leave Land Mollusk for last if you are able to clear it during your initial desert run.
Alright, so next, it's going to check the Bombos tablet. We're just doing another teleport downwards, and you kind of get stuck in the wall, but you're not so far down that you're completely stuck, so you can just hop off.
Just 3 bombs on the tablet, though. So, that's some interesting graphics. I'll say you don't have to reset. You can just go right and then go up, and everything will be fine. You don't have to do the clip again. It's okay.
Yeah, you got bumped by that raven or vulture or whatever it is. Yeah, so he's trying to get up to Cave 45 here.
And he gets it. Just some bombs, but there are these hopeful hearts here, which he's going to refill a little bit on.
And he's going to save and quit.
I'm really surprised he's not doing desert, actually. Just finish it up while you're here, get the last item.
Yeah, was there an item on Lemmo?
Yeah, there's an item there.
Okay. Liam looks like...
Yeah, this is one of the other ways into desert. It's a little bit slower, but it is a good bit safer. So what you do is you upwards teleport up there. Okay. It does require some pretty precise positioning. You have to be on the very edge of the path. You upwards teleport onto this area, and then walk as far right as possible, and then go down. And then you can attempt to jump off the ledge if you do get it properly. Okay, he's just going to go for the other method, which, in my opinion, is easier. This is not the other method. That is a softlock method.
Alright, so both players unable to complete desert, but they can easily go back there whenever they want. OC finding a bottle at the dam.
Bottles are quite useful in overworld glitches, considering that bottles are pretty much broken in every Zelda game. It is no difference here. You can use the bottles to do a wide variety of things using potions.
Yeah.
None of those things, however, are in logic, but we may see them anyway because they are very useful for routing and quick movement around the world.
And plus, they're just cool.
Oase getting the -1 height bomb blast, meaning that he can't hit the Moldorms with it.
Yeah, those Moldorms. This is the underworld, so no glitches allowed here. No major glitches, anyway. We find a shovel in Mini Moldorm Cave. And OC is going to head on towards Ice Rod Cave. Oh, Liam taking an unfortunate death in Mini Moldorm Cave. That can happen. It's very easy when you don't have a sword or any sort of reliable weapon. That hammer is not easy to hit Moldorms with.
Yeah, it is much safer to just use bombs or the fire rod there, honestly. And Oase is going to set up a water walk here.
I would use the bottle with the bee.
Yeah, bee bottle is actually really good in Mini Moldorm Cave if you have low hearts and not too many bombs.
Looks like he's gonna do that.
Yep, here's the bee. Go, angry friend.
Yeah, usually you can only get a couple of Moldorms down with the bee, but it is helpful. OC doing some fake flippering, gonna go to Hobo.
Yeah, this fake flipper is in logic. All minor glitches, or at least minor glitches that are reasonable to perform, are in logic. So, he can get important items from this guy. And from King Zora, from the waterfall, all those places.
So an example of a minor glitch that's not in logic is hovering, because hovering is very difficult to perform. We'll see now heading up to Pyramid Ferry. Or not Pyramid Ferry, Waterfall Ferry, rather. And gonna go to Zora.
The pod bottle glitch is not in logic because we all think it's a major glitch. That's why it's not in logic.
Speaking of bottles, there was another one there on Zora Ledge. OC being just a bit short of Zora cash, so he'll save and quit. Liam has plenty of cash though, so we may see what's on Zora there.
And Oase does appear to have realized that he forgot Bonk Rock, so he will be picking it up right now. Yes, flipperless Zora Ledge is in logic using the Pearl and the Boots. There are ways to get it actually without the Pearl, or ways to get it with just a bottle, but those haven't been implemented into the logic yet. So it's Pearl and Boots. Okay, Oase is doing another major glitch that I completely forgot to explain. So what Oase just did there is called Death Mountain Ascent, where you clip into the wall and do an upwards teleport over a screen transition, and then transition to the right, and that actually puts you into the Death Mountain screen with a broken camera, so then you can fix your camera at the Old Man Cave, and that will let you onto Death Mountain.
OC doing an interesting version of the Hera clip. I haven't seen that one before.
Yeah, that's the Hera clip that you do if you want to be optimal or you don't have a sword. So that is sort of in logic, not really, but kind of. It wasn't known when the logic was written, but Hera is required without a sword or anything. So it's very good to know. Oh, Liam got the fourth heart piece in the waterfall cave, going to have to exit and to get his walking state back since.
He also got a blue potion from the waterfall fairy, so maybe he can use that for some fun glitches later on. Or he could just use it as a safety.
Alright, let's take a look at what is on King Zora.
The mushroom.
Oh my.
OC heading further up in the Tower of Hera. The hints are kind of interesting because, from what I know, the hints are still using the no major glitches logic, right?
Yes, but they are all actually accurate, except for the hint that says something requires the cape, because the only one that gets pointed there is Bumper Cave Ledge, and we can just glitch up there. So that's the only hint actually that is not accurate in this game mode. Every other hint is accurate.
Huh. I did not know that.
And Liam is heading straight to turn in that mushroom, while Oase takes on Trolldorm with the hammer.
Ooh, and it's the lamp. Well, that could be big. I mean, we got the fire rod, so we already have a fire source. So OC may never actually get that lamp if he doesn't end up checking Zora.
I mean, I'm not super worried about that. I know Oase can do dark rooms pretty handily, but lamp is pretty useful, so.
But it's definitely faster to do the rooms with the lamp. So ether tablet, just a heart container on there. And there's our single arrow up on Spec Rock.
Which we will not be obtaining now, even though we could. And Liam over here on the left screen is also doing Death Mountain Ascent. So you can see the glitch once again. I do an upwards teleport, go rightwards across the boundary, go rightwards, and you wind up on the Death Mountain screen. So here's another glitch to explain. Oase is doing a glitch known as Turtle Rock Climb, named for when you do in the Dark World, but when you do in the Light World, it serves as a method to get over to East Death Mountain.
Yeah, of course he could have got over there anyway with that hammer, but he had jumped down to check out Spectacle Rock first, so and that's a glove up on the ledge there, so I imagine Oase will want to pick that up. That's we can get that right now with a clip.
Yeah, he will probably get it after Paradox Cave, I imagine. Although, it probably would have been faster to just get it right then.
Yeah, that floating island is one of the slightly more complex clips to do.
I mean,
it's
kind not of that hard.
No, but it's got multiple parts to it. You have to get onto the clouds and then go onto the island, then get off the island back onto the land. So there's a few parts to it.
And Liam is also heading over to East Death Mountain now.
So bottom of Paradox Cave, just some cash.
Alright, Liam has seen the glove. Will he go for it? He will get a dead rock in his face, blocking Spiral Cave entrance. Neither runner are going for the glove. Interesting.
There's a sword for, we'll see.
The
Yeah,
sword is particularly good actually because it lets you perform what are known as spin speed clips, which are usually just faster versions or easier to perform versions of regular glitches. Regular clips. So those spin speed clips are very useful.
Yeah. So I think the runners might just be putting off the glove till after they do Paradox Cave, just because that clip is, if you go just a little bit too high, you can hard lock by running
Just
right off the
don't.
map.
Yeah, I mean.
So they may be a little bit worried about doing that, so they want to do this clip last.
That's not. I mean, I guess. It's really not a concern.
Or maybe they aren't comfortable with that clip at all. I don't know. Or
I mean, you gotta be comfortable with it. It's in logic.
okay, he's doing it a different way than I've seen. So
Okay, this is the new standard way. So by doing a precise pixel lineup, you can actually just dash onto a weird ledge bit of collision and just jump onto the island. It's a little bit weird.
all right. Okay, so we'll say gonna use the hammer portal here. No Titan's mitts required.
I like this routing a lot actually. Since we're right up here, we can go get here. Also, we have regular Dark World access, which is kind of silly. we don't actually need anything to get to Dark World except for a Moon Pearl, but okay, I guess we don't need to do DMD now.
Yeah, so we did see that Ether was the medallion on top of Turtle Rock. However, that probably isn't required. Is there any situation where that could be required?
It is impossible to get a situation in which you have to get it, but it is possible to get situations in which you lock yourself into getting it. And Liam showing us actually the old method of getting up there with a weird, precise, sort of fake flipper-like glitch where you jump in the water and then jump out 1 frame afterwards. So that used to be the old way, but we discovered a much better way. And now Oase is going to perform the legendary out-of-logic hovers.
Yeah, this is, I think, the kind of glitch our viewers might be a little more familiar with. Since it is, of course, allowed in no major glitches as well. Yeah, Atlas is going to head back towards desert. He's got those gloves now, so getting in the back should be no problem. And Osi getting trapped by these linos, but he's got the cape, so he can get through there.
Although
The problem was, I think he's heading for Spike Cave, and he's just drained most of his magic.
yeah, he's not going to be able to do Spike Cave now, but he can reroute to go around that. He will just do a Death Mountain descent instead.
Atlas now checking Checkerboard Cave. Heart container. He says, you know what, I got 7 hearts, I'm fine with that for now.
Geez, these enemies are not letting Oase relax here. Murder birds chasing him, moblins throwing spears.
So just 10 arrows on Bumper Ledge. And we have the cape, but of course we don't need the cape. Oh, here's a map check. That was so quick. But I saw a green pendant, Turtle Rock, and another pendant at Skull Woods.
And I think I caught the last red crystal at Thieves Town. Although I may be wrong about that one.
Well, our tracker's saying it was Misery Mire.
Okay, Meyer and Thieves are pretty close in terms of map proximity. Also in terms of glitch proximity.
Yeah. So also gonna head into Skull Woods. And Liam heading into the Lamb Mo fight.
So this is going to be a much easier landmo than the one we would have seen earlier, simply because we have a bunch of excess magic to use the Fire Rod with. And we can dispatch landmo less than 2 cycles.
So here's a question in chat. Maybe you can handle this one, Espion. Is the flute the most useless item in Overworld glitches?
Yes. I would like to say the mitts, but that's not really true. The flute unlocks 0 locations logically that the boots does not already unlock. So unless you are playing a custom seed where you don't have the boots, then the flute is the most useless item. Michael, no. Mitts do some things in logic. The mitts do things in logic. That doesn't mean that we care about them, but it means that they still do things.
Alright, we got a Geas kid, just a piece of heart there.
Oase is getting a little bit beat up here. Probably gonna have to worry about dying, since dying in a dungeon does actually matter significantly in Overworld glitches. If it does happen, I will talk about it. It's a glitch called Fake Dark World.
Ooh, we got the bow. That's a nice find for Oase. And Lee Mountless now going to check out Back of Escape while Oase heads into the Village of Outcasts.
So, Liam has not gone to the Dark World yet, I think.
I don't believe so.
You will be taking advantage of this lamp to check the Dark Cross item. And Oase did pick up a fairy, which is actually really good, because he doesn't want to die. So if you die in the Dark World before Aghanim 1 is defeated in Overworld glitches, because we actually patched this out in no glitches logic, it actually sends you to a state called Fake Dark World, where if you make a screen transition, you get sent back to Light World, and oh no, that's the mitts. Oh no, that's everything he needs for Ice Palace. Oh
Ice
no.
Palace now fully clearable.
Oh, and there's the flute, the other useless item. So we just got 2 of the most useless items in Overworld glitches. Yeah. And we are gonna get Liam heading over to Tower of Hera now.
Yeah, we're also going to work his way deeper into Thieves Town.
Yep, so both runners clearing out crystal dungeons right now. Gonna be pretty much glitchless for this part, considering that we do not allow major glitches in the underworld. We won't be seeing anything too wild right now. So far, Liam has the Ice Rod from Lanmolis, actually, which we didn't mention because I believe Oase was busy doing something at the time, but that Ice Rod is pretty important. Fortunately, Oase will probably be able to get it without too much trouble, considering it is on a crystal boss.
Yeah. So no Ice Rod troll this seed, but... Yeah, that Moon Girl can be in Meyer Shed, right? That would be in logic using a mirror Super Bunny glitch. Or even probably without the mirror, wouldn't it?
No, it's only in logic with the mirror because the damage source that you would do to use Super Bunny is the murder bird, the pterodactyl bird, and pterodactyl birds do 3 hearts to green mail, so it's not viable to be in logic.
Yeah, I guess you can't be forced to do that.
And Liam taking a fall to Moldorm, a classic example of trolliness.
Yeah, Fighter Sword Moldorm is not fun, although he does have the hammer. So, this is not
yeah,
Moldorm.
I would strongly advise against using Fighter Sword on Moldorm if you can avoid it. Like, there are speedrun categories that literally go out of their way to get hammer first because they don't want to do Fighter Sword Moldorm.
Liam gets it down on the second try, so both runners without crystal. Although OC about to get a second, as he brings the maiden up to transform into blind. Oh, my mistake. Liam also has desert done, so this will be 2 crystals apiece. And Liam looks to be heading for Spike Cave.
Not a bad choice considering we got both of our invincibility items early. Could be an indicator that something is in here. And Oase is taking a couple hits on blind. Still manages to get the fight through.
And a blue mail in Spike Cave, so not progression, but certainly not a bad find. Alright, Liam? Is he making a GG play?
Oh yeah, this looks like... nope. Wait. Oh, he's doing the cool thing. Alright. So we're gonna spin speed out of bounds, and we're gonna go over here, and we're gonna jump down, and we're gonna fall 4 times around. And then we're gonna jump down again, and fall another 4 times around. And now we're here. You know, that's perfectly normal.
And he's going to read the hint. Compass needs fire and Tower of Hera. Well, that's not
thanks, we already knew that.
Hint.
Anyway, yes, that is a thing that you can do. And it lets you get to...
Yeah. And we're seeing, actually, Ice Palace is a pendant.
Yeah, so I think we all missed that on the first go-around, probably because it's a blue pendant.
But Liam's going to check out Hype Cave, while OC does his dig game.
Although, it may be worth mentioning that Liam has hammer and gloves, so he didn't have to do the cool DMD. But it looked cool, so I'm not going to fault him for it.
Yeah. So we're finding magic powder at the dig game, so I think that's all of our fetch quest items accounted for.
Yes. I suppose that is the case.
And we'll see. We're trying to get into Mire, but didn't go down on the right position, so it gets stuck on the wall.
Yeah, just walk straight down and you will be able to get out into Mire. That is pretty unfortunate. Although, he can reroute around that because he can go into the Dark World here, and that will allow him to get around.
Liam now looks like he's doing the more normal Death Mountain descent. Even though, again, he didn't need to. I guess it is maybe slightly faster when you can start from the mountain cave.
Yeah, and it's definitely faster to just do a Death Mountain descent at this point here, rather than running around to the portal. Although this means that he won't be able to activate the flute, which I would argue is probably a reasonable use of time. The considered amount of time, like if you're going to use the flute more than once, then it's usually a good idea to activate it. But a lot of the time, since we have such free overworld movement, we don't even bother using the flute anyway.
Yeah. I guess it depends on how fast you are at doing glitches. Like, for me, I think it's certainly worth it to activate the flute, unless you get it very late. But, you know, some of these players are extremely good at these glitches, so... Alright, OC back into the Mire area, so let's see what we got in the Mire shed. Did you catch the Mire medallion?
I did not, and it is pretty important. There is no way to get further, to get into Misery Mire at all without the medallion.
It's Quake.
Okay, it is Quake. So we do need to find the Quake medallion at some point. Or I'll say presumably checking whether it's a pendant or crystal, because that's kind of important.
Yeah, the Mire area, the rain in the Mire area is completely glitched out when you enter it without using the flute, so...
I think it looks soothing. I don't even notice anymore.
And looks like we're finally getting a Sahasrara check. And there's Arcane of Samaria. So that's just been sitting there this whole time. So that'll open up a good amount of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it actually almost certainly renders Turtle Rock completely accessible and full clearable, once Oase picks up the Ice Rod at least.
And we're also gonna head into Eastern. So he's got the bow, so we can full clear this. Still missing that lamp, so he'll have to do dark rooms.
I'm sure it will be fine.
Yeah, he's got plenty of health and the fire rod as well to light torches if he needs to do that.
since we have gotten some discussion about average seed length times in chat, I figured I'd just talk about it a little bit, in that it is a little bit faster when you get a good seed for Overworld glitches, but since you have access to so many more locations, it means that if you last location something, it gets pretty ugly, since you would have cleared a large part of the game by that point. So last locationing hurts a lot more in Overworld glitches, but good seeds go by really fast. Also, Oase did pick up the Master Sword in Eastern Palace, so that is a nice item to have. Boosts your damage out. And Liam taking down Blind easily, going to secure the third crystal for himself.
Oh, is that a Master Sword we got in Easter? Or did we already have that?
Yes, that is the Master Sword from Eastern Palace.
Okay. Sorry, I missed a few seconds there.
That's alright, I got you covered.
Alright, OC heading up to Armless Knights.
Getting an unfortunately trolly Zelda gamer room. It happens. And Oase with a little bit of an unorthodox armors there, going to still secure a fairly fast fight, and earning his third crystal as well.
And there is the powder for Liam Atlas. So, in terms of Go mode items, we're still missing 3/4 of what we need for Swamp Palace, and we're also missing that Quake Medallion from Meyer. So there's still a few items to go.
Yeah, although we do need all those, though we could be looking in Ganon's Tower at this point, considering that we do have the bow, hammer, fire rod. We don't have the hook shot, but there are ways to get around that, of course.
Yeah, we already know OC can hover.
Liam picking up the dreaded Smith's check. This thing is trash in Overworld glitches because it just takes so freaking long to get. But hey, we did get early mitts. Maybe it is the item.
Yeah, this check always a pain without the mirror.
And Oase is now in Palace of Darkness. Pretty much standard at this point, although we may see some nice bomb jump.
We're gonna find out what's on that bat. And we got the least valuable prize possible, the single rupee.
here goes Oase with the hovers again. Only
He's just
gonna try it once
one
though.
shot, yeah. Now, I can't say I'm a hoverer myself, but from what I understand, that's one of the trickier ones to pull off.
Yeah, that one is pixel perfect in a couple of different ways. And we get a terrible item being activated. No saluting. We don't like this item. The flute is literally useless in Overworld glitches. It doesn't do anything.
But Liam is gonna make his way to Mire, and it's gonna have somewhat normal rain graphics.
Oase getting controlled a little bit by the beetles here. Having some difficulty getting over to hit the switch.
Actually,
Or to,
the big key chest.
could have bonked up instead. And it looks like Liam is now heading to Eastern and Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, so we'll find this. Oh, he hasn't got the bow yet.
Oh, yeah, he didn't go into Skullwoods. Ooh.
Yeah, that might be a bit of an issue. Maybe he's just checking Sahasra. Yeah, he's got that ice rod, so once he finds this cane of Samaria in here, maybe he'll change plans and go to Turtle Rock.
I mean, Turtle Rock certainly has a lot of items. Then again, it's not more than here.
No, it looks like he is going to go into Eastern. So he'll find his Master Sword, but he's not going to be able to finish it.
Oase having a little bit of trouble hitting that switch there.
Did he just
Going
do a
for-
powder dash?
Yeah, it saves
think I've seen that.
no time. Just take the hit, Oase. It's one heart. You'll be fine.
Yeah, not being able to use weapons when you're in a doorway is pretty much because this game doesn't like it when you do anything in a doorway.
But if you take damage, you can use items in doorways. That is true, by the way. You can, in fact, use items in doorways if you take damage while inside the door.
Interesting. Yeah, that's how the bomb is it called a bomb dupe or whatever? that they use
Bomb
in
juking,
Milwaukee?
yes. That is roughly how it works. Although that is a major glitch in the Underworld and is therefore not allowed in this tournament. We only allow Overworld major glitches.
Yes, that's a good point.
And Oase is moving through this dark room, the dark maze. a little bit difficult to find your way here. Although
Yes.
we found the first chest.
Check human, the bow is in Skull Woods in the front.
And Liam is going to leave, and it looks like you were correct. He is going to go to the mountain, presumably for Turtle Rock. Having all of these items for T-Rock makes you think, hey, maybe I should go there. Even though it's a pendant, of course it has progression because it's pendant Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and with the items we're getting, we could have progression in Turtle Rock and pendant Ice Palace.
Please don't make me think about that.
Well, we already have progression in pendant Skull Woods, so why not all three?
Wow, lifting the rock, I can't believe it. That's slow. I mean, it does depend on your clip execution speed, but lifting the rock is... it's slow. Also, what was the point of going around all the way this way when you could just hop in the Dark World and do T-Rock climb?
I don't know.
It's possible that he's just more comfortable with the routing glitchless wise, just going from Heraclip.
Yeah, I mean, in a race setting, definitely you don't want to spend too much time on tricks that you're not super comfortable with. So Hossy taking a death in the Dark Maze, I think that was intentional.
Yeah, it's
and
a death
I think
warp.
he's headed to Helma now.
Yep. Although, I can talk about fake Dark World now because if you look carefully, in the next room, you will see that the pots, which are usually skulls, you can see on Liam's side that they are skulls, have turned into pots. This is because the game internally thinks that Oase is in the light world. Also, Liam did attempt to hover and made a good distance before falling, so we know that Liam is also capable of hovering now. Which means that both of them can fully clear Ganon's tower.
I'm gonna go into Turtle Rock first.
Wait, if Liam can hover, why is he not going into Ganon's tower?
Oh,
There's literally no reason not to.
I mean, he's still looking for the hook shot since we're gonna need it for Skullwood or Swamp Palace anyway.
Yeah, but the hookshot can be in Ganon's tower.
Yeah, but it can be Turtle Rock too.
But you have to do Ganon's tower anyway. Like, there's very little reason to ever avoid going to Ganon's tower.
Well, maybe he's not that confident with the hovering. So,
Hey, he hovered farther in those 5 seconds than I have ever hovered combined in my life.
Oh, let's see what's in the change hop room. Also making his way, luckily got that fire rod so he can light the torches here and have no problem with the turtles. And that's the big key in change hop room.
You don't need bow for Ganon's tower. At least,
Yeah, there's
you don't really need bow.
there's a relatively new glitch that you can use to make those mimics walk off the screen, and the game will just think they're dead and open the door for you. Alright, helmet down for Oase. That'll be crystal number 4.
Okay, we have made an administrative decision right now to allow the mimic clip in Ganon's tower because I didn't talk about it with Michael before.
Okay. Liam Atlas, unfortunately, forgetting that you gotta go the long way when you don't have the hook shot.
And Liam does take a death warp here. Going to be revived by a fairy, because that is definitely what was desired.
Just
Doing
gonna
her-
double check, make sure he doesn't have any more fairies.
And Oase is saving the old man pretty late in the game, nearly an hour in, just for a bottle though, but now you get the save and quit point.
Yeah, I may have been hoping for the lamp before you had to do that, but not that you need it, but it just make it a little quicker.
And Oase showing off the Graveyard Wedge clip, getting down to the Graveyard Wedge, although from a hint that Liam got, I believe, we do know that this is not a progression item. It is, in fact, a piece of heart.
Liam now coming up to Laser Bridge.
And hey, Laser Bridge has a lot of items. If you don't have Mirror and you're put in Fake Dark World, you can't really do anything about it. Oh, okay. I should explain better what Fake Dark World means. So when you die in a dungeon, and you don't have Aghanim 1 beaten, the game puts you in Fake Dark World because it thinks that you should be in Light World. So the game internally thinks you're on Light World, but you're on a Dark World screen. And so what that does is when you can be regular Link on the Overworld without the Moon Pearl, which is something that we didn't have to worry about because we got Moon Pearl fairly early. But if you make a screen transition, the game will recognize that you should be in Light World and will put you properly in the Light World. And then when you go back into Dark World the regular way, you'll be put back in real Dark World. So it is not like a permanent thing or anything.
Meanwhile, Liam not finding any progression on Laser Bridge, but did find a couple of very nice items to have, the Tempered Sword and Half Magic.
Also using a well-timed map buffer. That is definitely useful. Clipping here is not going to do anything. You have to clip on the ledge right there, which you will just go around. So as you can see, there are a lot of different ways to get around the world, different ways in different areas, and you can, if you don't know one of them, you can substitute for another. And Liam has beaten down Trinix.
Yeah, the glitch modes allow for a lot of creativity in routing.
So that's a full clear of Turtle Rock, getting, I believe, just the Tempered Sword and half magic. So nice safeties, but not anything required so far, although it is the green pendant, so maybe Sahasrara has something. And I believe Liam
I don't
did.
believe pedestal was checked.
No, pedestal has
Was
not
it?
been checked.
So, we'll see now heading into Landmo.
Yeah, fake Dark World is just annoying because you can't be in Dark World anymore unless you have Mirror. Okay, please tell me Liam is going to Ganon's Tower. Because we have not seen Ganon's Tower yet, and we really have to by this point.
Yeah, it looks like he is.
Alright, so that is Ganon's Tower clip. Now we're in Ganon's Tower. And we don't have the 7 crystals. So now we can get...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so now we're in Ganon's Tower. We don't have all 7 crystals. We can beat Aghanim 2 if we get up there. The hole to Ganon will open, but he won't be vulnerable until we get all the crystals.
And hey, there's the hook shot. I'm not happy about that location.
That's a nice location. I mean, assuming you can hover. And you know, we are going to get Tile Room because doing Tile Room is actually not considered to be a bad thing in Overworld glitches. It is pretty common to do Tile Room when you get into Ganon's Tower, just because you're usually still looking for progression, can probably be in here.
Yeah, in our case, we still have 3 items we need. Those flippers, the Quake Medallion, and the mirror. Liam also looking for the bow, which we know is in Spillets.
And Oase has just softwalked himself by pressing the up button. So after you do that teleport, it technically puts you inside some collision. And when you press up, the game tries to push you out of the collision by pushing you down. Except that just kind of gets you stuck even more, so then you get softwalked. Unfortunate.
Looks like Oase will be following Liam into GT. There's a big key.
Yeah, and unlike Liam, Oase has the bow, so he will be able to complete Ganon's Tower within logic. So that is the bow, the hookshot, fire rod, Cane of Samaria, and the hammer. So that's all the items you need to full clear Ganon's Tower.
There's a useless ether medallion. So we can open the front of Turtle Rock now, yay. Alright, onto the fire snake room. And now Rando room.
So if you are just coming in and you are wondering why Oase is picking up the big key and then not immediately going upstairs, it is because this is an Overworld Glitches tournament seed. So Overworld Glitches are allowed. We are in Ganon's Tower early. We don't have all the crystals, and we need to clear the dungeon to get progression, such as the flippers that Liam just picked up in Rando Room.
Yeah, no, those flippers don't really help us now. We still need the mirror to get into Swamp.
Yep, Swamp Palace is the only location actually locked by flippers. So you do need the mirror to make flippers actually do anything, but they are necessary, unfortunately.
Remembering the GT big chest, this is often easy to forget.
Yeah, since you pretty much never get it in a no glitches seed.
Alright, we got Bob's chest and ice almost coming up. So Liam without the bow is going to have to be creative here. He's going to start with the fire rod.
Yeah, the best strat actually on Armos without the bow, if you have the magic to spare, is to use the Cane of Burna, because it will essentially trap all of the Armos in a vortex. Since the cane knocks them upwards, it will cause them to essentially cluster together and take damage very rapidly. So it is one of the most efficient ways to remove the Armos if you don't have the bow.
Yeah, so Liam either not aware of or maybe just forgot that strat, so he's gonna spend some time here slashing away with the tempered sword. Oase did forget the big chest. Hopefully he'll remember it on his way up.
It's fine, because he doesn't have the mirror, so he will have to go up through the entrance anyway, so he'll pass right by.
That's true. In fact, yeah, maybe that's even faster anyway, unless, of course, you get the mirror behind ice armors.
Yeah, but that's fairly unlikely. Ooh, just barely having enough arrows now, not having any more arrows for the climb. So, I believe Oase can do the Mimic Clip, so we will potentially see that.
I mean, Liam... Oh wait, no, Oase too, because he's out of arrows.
Yeah, if Liam wants to go up the tower, he will have to do the Mimic Clip. Oh, Oase, wait, did Oase do right side of GT? I legitimately do not remember him doing right side of GT.
No, he went Hope Room first and didn't get a key.
Okay, he remembered. So he's going back down to do it. Yeah, you do not want to skip any chests in Ganon's tower. It's just such a dense location that you can just find a bunch of progression here. Mombos is not progression, and Liam will be leaving the dungeon since he does not have the bow, and is either unable or unwilling to do the Mimic Clip.
Is the Ganon's Tower junk fill, is that in effect for Overworld glitches?
No, it is not in effect. So usually in a no glitches seed, there's a bunch of junk pre-placed in Ganon's Tower to reduce the probability of progression being there, but that is not the case for Overworld glitches. So we have 27 item locations.
Oh wow, that's the mirror on Sahasrara. So Turtle Rock is required after all.
Well, this seed suddenly turned out to suck.
So, with that, all we need now is a Quake medallion. Of course, Liam still needs that bow. And who knows when he's going to go back to Skull Woods.
Probably after Swamp and at least. Maybe if he gets Quake and Swamp, it'll probably be after Mayo too.
He might even go into Ice Palace before Skull Woods.
I mean, okay, that I doubt significantly because Skullwoods is 2 checks but much faster. And they're both pendants.
Yeah, but like you say, when you see the myths early, you think Ice Palace.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe Quake is an Ice Palace, and you have to go there anyway. Alright, Oase is heading into Turtle Rock though, so that is a good sign for him as long as he fully completes the dungeon, and if he goes to Laser Bridge, he probably will. So that is, that means that he will be acquiring the green pendant and being able to pick up the mirror.
Meanwhile, Liam heading into Swamp.
Do not think we have a hint for the left side yet. So we will see what is there.
Or not, if he decides to skip it. But we don't have a lot of places left, so I'm gonna guess he won't skip it.
Yeah,
Especially since he's still looking for 2 items.
Yeah, if he doesn't get the progression that he needs there, he will probably do it. And then, if it doesn't have Quake, oh well. Gotta go to Ice.
Of course, it could still be in upstairs GT.
Yeah, so runners will probably go back to GT at some point if they cannot find Quake first.
In fact, yeah, they'll probably do that before going into Ice Palace.
Yeah, absolutely. Just...
Oh, never mind, there it is.
Alright, so we are, we're now in no mode. We know where all of the go mode items are.
Yeah, so really the big question now is, when is Liam Atlas gonna get back to Skullwoods for that bow? And OC, I think, like, has a bit better of a path ahead, but he's already done Eastern and Pod, so he may not necessarily route in that green pendant turn-in soon.
I mean, what else are you gonna do after this? If you manage to take a death in the dungeon, then you may as well just go down, DM a bunch, and turn in the green pendant.
Now, so we do have a required double dip of Sahasrah's hut.
I suppose. The most terrifying place to double dip in the game. Oh no. Oh, I'll say is gonna take a death warp. Oh, but he hasn't opened the front of the dungeon because he is a good runner, so we will not be able to descend the mountain, get to Sahasrah the fast way. So if Liam decides to go to left side swamp looking for the bow, that'll actually be really bad, because left side swamp will have nothing, and it will be a pretty long time investment.
Yep. Making his way through Dark Room while Liam Atlas finishes off Argus nicely.
Yeah, okay, Quake is in Swamp Palace. Mirror is on Green Pendant, Turtle Rock. It's on Sahasrah. And Bow is in Skullwoods. Okay, I quoted that in the exact reverse order of what I should have said, because it makes more sense to go the other way around. But, there you go. Those are the item locations. So, Oase is on track to get into go mode once he clears out this dungeon. While Liam still needs to go to Skullwoods for the bow.
And Liam, unfortunately, is going left side swamp, which, I mean, from his perspective, it's a sensible play. We just know it's the wrong play. I'll say taking down the first two heads pretty nicely. Does get some ice on the floor, but that shouldn't matter. Yeah, very nice, clean Trinex kill.
You know what we still haven't seen yet? The front of escape. That usually tends to get delayed pretty long in Overworld glitches, just because there is so much other stuff to do.
Okay, OC starting from the mountain. So I'm gonna guess he's going to GT.
Yeah, gonna finish up GT. Makes sense. Just grab the upstairs checks in case it's Quake or whatever, since you have to do it anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, this won't really cost him time anyway. The big question is how long will it take him to get to that green pendant turn in? Liam now back into the Dark World. Looks like he's headed to Mire.
That makes sense. He has Quake Medallion and Canis Samaria now, so he can full clear it.
Yeah, definitely sensible play. Unfortunately, we won't be able to go mode it, which, depending on the key layout, could save a lot of time or hardly any time.
Yeah, it's not the correct play, obviously. Obviously, the right thing to do is to go to Skullwoods, but that's not the sensible thing to do. Or rather, from the runner's perspective, it makes much more sense to go to Mire because you can full clear it. It's a crystal.
I mean, this is the higher probability play, I guess, is what you might say.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to Skullwoods is not a bad thing at all, but you have to consider that there are crystals to be gotten.
So I'll say we do the GT climb. Very nice mimic room.
Dang, I almost want to take that strat because it looks so clean. Shooting the mimics against the blocks.
Yeah, I about 50% of the time screw that up and get zapped a bunch by those BMOs.
Oh, going for Ganon Ball Z dashes, unfortunately not going to get the right pattern. So have to take the fall and run through with the invincibility frames instead. The answer to the question in chat, yes. This is an Overworld Glitches seed, which means that not only are the glitches allowed, but many of them are also required, or potentially required, in order to beat the seed. So, for example, Oase being in Ganon's tower right now without all the crystals, required to beat the seed, potentially.
Yeah, in fact, we had two of the items required to complete Swamp Palace. The hookshot and the flippers were both in Ganon's tower, so there was no possible way to get those without using a major glitch.
Oase dispensing of the second Land Molus refight.
Yeah, he's running low on health, and he has burned his fairy, so you have to be a little careful. I think he has a blue potion, though.
Yeah, he has a blue potion, I think. He also has powder. Although, personally, I am hoping that he will save the blue potion for something a little bit more fun later.
Yeah, perhaps a fake flute or something of that nature. So we'll say on to the second torch room and finally up to some new checks.
Yeah, we know none of these will be the progression that he needs, but it's still interesting to see what's up here anyway.
So far just cash in the mini Helmasaur room.
Wow. So, Misery Meyer had 2 big 20s as its items. Very nice.
Jose immediately getting bumped off by Moldon. He wasted no time.
I blame frame rules.
And just a map in the last chest. So on to Aga 2.
Also, yes, that chest can contain critical necessary progression. For example, I've gotten Ice Rod in it before.
Yeah, I had a seed just the other day where flippers were in there and required.
Entrance Randomizer is not possible per se, not with like the usual configurations with this, but Key Sanity is viable. We don't do Entrance Randomizer mostly because it's not very interesting when you can just get to all of the entrances anyway.
I've never played Overworld Glitch Key Sanity. Is that how's that?
It's pretty much exactly as you would expect. It's pretty much if you imagined regular Key Sanity and then regular Overworld glitches, and then you put them together.
I guess that's a good description.
And Liam does not have the bow, so he will have to take some cape strats on Vitreous in order to stay safe in the goo.
So not finding that bow, but it does get a crystal.
And Oase is acting upon the unique item at a friendly NPC hint going to Catfish. However, this is not the friendly NPC that he wants. Math Girl, GT is required like 95% of the time, so it's not surprising at all. Yeah, it's just like not a thing to remark upon because you pretty much do it anyway. The pendant dungeons, though, that's pretty annoying.
Alright, I'll say, looks like he's headed in the right direction here.
Yeah, he wants that unique item.
Oh. No, that's the wrong direction. Oh no, he's going to Ice Palace.
Oh no. Oh no. No Ice Palace, no.
Alright, this is a really good chance for Liam Atlas to catch up here. He needs to make his way to Skull Woods to get that bow. Where's he going now? Is he maybe...
Hookshot Cave, it looks like.
Yeah, Hookshot Cave, and then he might go to Catfish afterwards.
What was the hint? I didn't
Said
read
a
the hint.
unique item in a purple chest.
Oh no, oh no, that's awful. That is just
So I don't
disgusting.
know well, I don't think we've seen purple chest, have we?
No. So it's something.
Maybe the silver arrows.
Could be silvers, could be bug net.
Yeah,
Could
I
be,
that's about it.
actually, I think
maybe the single
I think that's it,
arrow.
actually.
I don't know if we saw a single arrow yet.
It's on Spectacle Rock, I think.
The good thing about that hint is it did pull OSA away from Ice Pals for now.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
maybe
so
give him a chance to remember that green pendant.
hopefully he won't go back into Ice Palace after he gets Purple Chest. Looks like Liam is heading for Mimic Cave, not using the lovely Mimic Cave clip that is definitely not too convoluted to ever use in a raid.
Just a big 20 in there.
So Liam is just going to be running through a lot of different locations until he gets to that bow. You can't spin speed through those ledges, by the way, so I don't know what Liam was doing there, but you can't do that.
Okay, Liam Atlas still not going into Skullwoods.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going now, actually. He already did Swamp.
Is he doing Pyramid Fairy?
You mean, like, not with the mirror?
Yeah, he is doing Pyramid
What is this?
Fairy the
Wow.
NMP way.
This is a rare sight. So for those of you who don't know, it is possible to clip into Pyramid Fairy without doing any fiddling with a big bomb or anything, using the mirror. And so it is very available to Liam right now, so he could go completely ignore this bomb if he really wanted.
Oh, well, we'll see what's in here anyway.
Maybe he's also planning to do Front of Escape while he's here, although I would have still argued that going to the mountain would have been better.
Yeah, so both are players looking for different items. Liam Atlas looking for the bow, which is in Skullwoods. OC still needs the mirror and the Quake Medallion. We know the Quake Medallion is locked in Swamp Palace behind the mirror, and that mirror is on the green pendant turn-in at Sahasrahla. So neither player is anywhere near where they need to be right now. In fact, both players are kind of where the other player needs to be.
That's kind of ironic. Liam going into Palace of Darkness now does not have the bow, so this will be a double dip for him. Not really anything useful in here, to my memory.
Yeah, I mean, he'll at least get the big key, which will save him a little bit of time when he comes back, but don't think that's really worth it.
Granted, he will be coming back with the mirror in hand, so he will be able to quickly clear out Pod and then Eastern, and then go straight to Ganon, presumably. Or he may save Ganon's tower for after. Actually, he probably will do that because his go mode is bow. Alright, so Oase is turning in the purple chest. What is the unique item here? It is silver arrows.
And he's not happy about that. I mean, silver arrows will save you a little time on Ganon, but he would much rather have that mirror.
I mean, yeah, mirror there would be absolutely rude. And it looks like he's going back to ice.
Yeah, he's going back to ice. So both players now in dungeons that will not provide them anything. So
Yeah, you see that, you see those myths early, and you're just like, Ice Palace. I have to go to Pendant Ice Palace, but no, there is no progression here for you.
So the good thing for Liam is Pod is a quicker clear than Ice Palace.
Yeah, plus you will have to get the big key anyway, so it's not too bad. Oh yeah, I guess I should talk about Ice Palace since... Okay, Ice Palace without the Titan's Myths. This is how it goes. Okay, so the first method, which is the classic method, is a mirror screen wrap, so you need the mirror. So it's not super hard, although there is a small risk of soft lock. I guess it's hard lock because it's an infinite screen scroll. The second case is using a bottle, which is pretty similar, although the bottle is for a pretty silly reason. And that will also get you in a pretty similar way. Then there's a way using the flippers, which, yes, it does actually require the flippers. It's not in logic, but it is very useful to know in case you can go in without the mirror. And the final way involves no items, but is also 2 minutes long. So those are a brief summary of the 4 different ways to get into Ice Palace. What is that? It's a really, really long screen scroll that winds up not being infinite. It is really silly, and you can ask Michael if he's around for more information, because I don't actually know how to do it.
Oh, I think I've seen that one. It takes like 2 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's just like, okay. No, none of these things that I'm talking about can be required in Overworld glitches. The universally ban transition glitches because they are considered to be a little bit too precise. Also, Liam's going to Ice Palace.
Oh no.
Okay.
Wow.
So this took an interesting turn.
I have to wonder if both runners have forgotten about their respective places they need to go.
And Liam's leaving Ice Palace now to go get the purple chest.
Oh man.
Oh goodness.
Because I don't see why you'd come to Ice Palace before going to Skull Woods. If you remembered Skull Woods.
Routing
In fact, maybe Liam will dip into Skull Woods here first. Let's hope he does.
Or maybe he is too preoccupied with thinking about the purple chest. Oh. The bow will go unacquired. Hopefully he goes back to Skullwoods after getting the purple chest.
Yeah,
Maybe.
possibly being right there might make him remember that he never dipped it. Well, good thing is he has the flute activated, so purple chest is not much of an inconvenience. So there's the silvers for Liam. Alright, he's gonna flute to 3 or 8. Okay, 4. Oh, he's doing front of
Front escape
now. Man, this is really anyone's game at this point. Like, I think Osi had a bit of a lead before he went into Ice Palace.
Yeah, I would have agreed. Now both of them are clearing extraneous locations that we know has nothing. We're just waiting for when they will get around to either Sahasrara or Skullwoods, depending on the item that they need.
I have to wonder if we're going to see a pedestal pull from Osi.
Oh, that would just be ridiculous, but technically not unreasonable. Okay, so for those of you who are just coming in, we have, this is an Overworld Glitches seed today between Liam Atlas and oase28. Currently, the runners are both looking for one item, or effectively one item, because the Quake medallion is locked behind the mirror. And so we have the mirror is on Sahasrara. Oase has the green pendant, but has not yet turned it in. And the bow is in Skullwoods, which Liam Atlas has not yet gone to.
And Oase just noped out of ice.
Okay, I guess we're not gonna see a pedestal pole then.
Yeah. That's...
Wait, where is he going
where he's
now?
going now.
I actually have no idea. Unless he didn't get something over here.
I don't think he's done Mimic Cave. But that's about all I can think of.
And Liam's going back to Ice Palace. Yay.
This seed has really thrown our runners for a loop today. By the way, Liam found a butter sword in Escape.
Oh, Owase's going back to check Zora. Oh, wow.
Well, he'll
Okay.
find his lamp. But,
Okay, this could actually be really good because the witch hut is actually only a very simple clip away from Sahasrara, so you can actually check both of those in very quick succession. So hopefully he will go from the witch hut to Sahasrara, if he knows that clip, which is a slightly more obscure one. Yeah, okay, he just got the mushroom, so he's now he's going straight to turn it in, I assume.
oh, our tracker Math Girl points out we also had the bug net in Escape, so I think that's all of our unique items now accounted for.
Yeah, we've seen all of them. What a seed.
Honestly, I don't even think the seed has been that bad. It's just we have both runners have forgotten various or a couple of important spots.
DM clip to Zora is not that fast. Okay, it's fast in vanilla. It's not super fast in rando. Okay, so he's gonna get the lamp here. And is he gonna go to Sahasrara? Okay, he's gonna do some rage slashes. He's gonna get a blue potion. He's gonna leave. Okay, I think this is it. Where are you going? Oh, I'll say
Not
no.
just the Sahasrara.
I'll say, where are you going? No.
He's done King's Tomb. Has he not done Back of Escape?
No, he's not. Oh my goodness. You were right there. You're right there. You're so close.
Well, I have no idea who's going to win, because it's basically just who is going to remember the place they've forgotten first.
Yeah, at least I'll say we'll finally get the flute. Not like it will be useful at this point, honestly.
Both runners have 2 dungeons to complete, but well, actually, no, Liam hasn't done GT. So that's a big difference there as well. And also finds the flute.
Yeah, the 100-minute flute. Honestly, I would say that Oase has currently a sort of lead because he has already done GT, but it really depends on who gets their go mode item first.
Yeah. I think Oase's going for a pedestal check.
Oh my goodness.
Never mind. Oh, is he?
Well, I think he has not checked Lumberjack yet.
He's probably going to do that, and I bet he's going to do a pedestal check after.
Yeah, Lumberjack checks tend to come in pretty late in Overworld glitches. Just because, you know, there's so many other things you could just be doing instead of checking this one anxiety item. Yes, you still have to do Aghanim 1. So, Jack is pretty much the only way that Aghanim 1 can be forced. There are always ways to sequence break around it otherwise. And yeah, you were right, we're getting a ped check. You also... Okay. Yes, you have to... Okay, you have to do Aghanim 1 to get Lumberjack in anything that doesn't allow EG, which is Exploration Glitch. It's a glitch that's banned in Overworld glitches and in most glitched randomizers. So you do have to do it, but there is a fast way to get to Aghanim if you allow door glitches. So, yes, but not in the same sense.
So Oase now heading into Village of Outcast area. I'm not sure what he hasn't done here.
Hammer pegs? Question mark?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, is he going back to Skull Woods to get the second item?
That must be it. I mean, obviously he knows Pet is dead.
Okay, so for a slightly more in-depth explanation, when you to get the item, you need to use a glitch called Plaid World, which is categorized similarly to EG because it has roughly the same strength. Honestly, it might be even more powerful. So you have to use what's called Plaid World to do it without Aghanim 1. Also, Liam is going to Skull Woods.
Alright, so this is... If you're a Liam fan, this is very good news.
Okay, Liam will get the bow in approximately 10 seconds. And at 1 hour, 42 minutes, 29 seconds, go mode for Liam Atlas. Leaves a bomb on the offending chest.
So, Handpans Live asks, can someone break down what's going on? Don't know any glitches or how these runs are done. So this is Overworld glitches. There are a large variety of glitches that can be done in the Overworld in order to get around obstacles that you normally can't. So one of the most common glitches is the boots clip, which allows you to hop over cliffs, up and down cliffs. You can access most of the overworlds with only the boots. There's a variety of other glitches that come in here and there, but boots clip is the most common one you'll see. But yeah, these are these are called major glitches, and you're not going to see a lot of that tech in a normal seed. Alright, so now Osi, if he remembers that green pendant, like right now, I think he's still got a chance to win.
Yeah.
But he does still have to full clear Swamp and Mire. Liam Atlas has to just go mode Pod, Eastern, and he has to also do GT. So the real question here is, when will Osi remember the green pendant?
It pretty much has to be now, otherwise the lead will become too much, I think. Yeah, Quake is in the like the chest south of the big chest, so it is fairly on the path. Well, I'll say, where are you going? Where are you going?
Was a quick save and quit. I think he may have remembered it. No. Oh, he remembered you didn't do escape.
No. Oh, goodness.
And apparently didn't even do Uncle.
Yeah, skipping Uncle is, a thing you can do. I actually am guilty of doing it a decent amount.
Liam Atlas just got pinballed there by those beetles.
$105 Uncle check. Yeah.
What? Jose is doing Aga?
No, I think he just accidentally went up the stairs due to muscle memory, possibly.
Yeah, that confused me for a second.
Yeah, if you're dashing through escape and you're gonna be like, let's go to Aga because that's what you do in vanilla. I know Oase does a lot of vanilla speedruns, so that could be the reason.
That makes sense. Oops. Oase runs right off the edge. Yeah, that's the thing about vanilla. You never have boots in escape. Well, he'll get his butter sword and his bug net.
Muir is on to Hospital, and Quake is behind Muir.
Well, there's helmet down for Liam. So he's just got a mirror, do EP, which should only take a couple of minutes. And then he'll be on his way to GT.
My guess, estimation is that Oase is actually, if he gets to Hospital right now, only about a minute behind.
Yeah, it's basically Eastern Palace plus GT versus Swamp Palace plus Meyer. But Ose is not heading in the right direction.
Ose, where are you going? Like, what is actually here for you? Like, what items are you even going for? Are you going for the bomb? Are you? Oh my god. Where are you going? What are you? Wait. Oh, okay. So he's doing the bomb clip, which is cool. But like, why? What are you? Where are you going? I don't even know.
He may be double checking things. No, he's going back to Meyer. Maybe he's double checking the medallion just to make sure.
Okay, so I may as well just explain the bomb clip. So, diagonal walls are really badly programmed. You may have noticed this already. And so you can use a bomb to knock yourself through them. Because video game. That's the only explanation I have. You can just go through them.
Alright, so Ose now going to the mountain? Okay, I think he's now reached the point where he's double checking things. Because I don't know what the heck he has left.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going. I don't know what's even up here. He already did Spike Cave. He already full cleared GT. Maybe he thinks he forgot something in GT.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. Well,
yeah, I don't think Oase can win without maybe like him taking a death at the top of GT or something, because it appears that he has forgotten about the green pendant.
He didn't do tile room, so at least
oh my goodness! He didn't do tile room. You always do tile room. Come on.
At least it's something he hasn't done already, so he's not completely out of checks.
That's true.
Liam Atlas now has collected all of the crystals, and he's already got the GT big key, so he's just got a quick, should be a 5-minute or so climb up the gauntlet.
Bossic, come on, you did the whole thing for a compass. Did he know? Oh, did he? I thought he did right side. Okay, he did.
He did.
Liam Atlas just flew off the screen and decapitated Link, so he has to reset.
Whoops.
It's okay, sometimes it happens. Link's head just falls off his body, it's okay.
Alright, yeah, chat, you gotta send your energy to Oase. He has got to get to Sahasrara immediately.
In reference to what just happened for Liam, if you don't clip far enough into the wall, then that will happen because the ledge is weird. However, it's usually safer to do it with hookshot actually, instead of just trying to manual clip if you have the hookshot. Technically, manual clip is faster, but it's just easier to use hookshot. Ose, where are you going?
I think he might. I don't know.
You already did catfish.
He's has no idea where to go now.
Oh, Link's house. Link's house. He's going right.
Yeah, this is the right direction.
Oh, this is gonna be rough. I'm pretty sure this is the last location. And I'm pretty sure it's too late, because Liam will already be at the top of GT by the time Oase is done with Swamp.
Yeah. But anything can still happen. You never know.
It's gonna have to be a death at the top of GT at this rate.
Yeah, or several deaths at Ganon.
I mean, I think that's unlikely because we have 15 hearts and Red Mail and Butter Sword, but
yeah, it's unlikely, but
I'm gonna rule out the possibility of a death at Ganon and say that only a fall at Ganon would happen.
Yeah, well, that or a death. Same effect. Oase is doing a fairy for some reason.
Oh man, come on, just go to Swamp. He's doing Light World. Okay, he got Light World DMD, that's good. That is a little bit different from Dark World DMD, so if you don't do it correctly, you do get a hard lock. Yeah, okay, so if Oase is not going for Swamp Palace, this is pretty much done, I think.
Yeah, Liam Atlas now... Sorry?
I'm gonna call this, as very likely in favor of Liam Atlas.
Yeah, so he's, at Mini Helma room now. He's in go mode, doesn't have to open those chests. So Liam now coming up on Moldome 2. Very easy to take him down with just the Butter Sword. and he's on his way to Aga 2. So for those of you who may be just joining us, we have had quite an interesting race. Both players seemingly forgetting a location. Liam Atlas forgetting Skull Woods, which had the bow. So he full cleared almost everything he could. And then Ose forgetting about the green pendant turn-in, which led to the mirror, which then led to the required Quake medallion in Swamp Palace, which is where he's at now. So unfortunately, Liam Atlas did remember his forgotten location a bit sooner than Ose did. And Liam Atlas now is on his way to Ganon.
Oase is looking for the Quake medallion, which he will get in a moment once he gets the chest in the south of the big chest in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, he'll probably be getting it right around the same time he sees that dot done. Maybe a little sooner.
Definitely sooner if Ganon keeps up the warps.
Well, there's the Quake medallion for Ose. He is in go mode. But I think it's a little bit too late. As Liam Atlas just has, I think, 1 or 2 silver arrows left. And that's it. So, assuming Liam can make the perilous journey across the bridge into the Triforce room, which he does, he is the winner today, finishing with an official SRL time of 1 hour 58 minutes and 2 seconds. So we will see if Liam wants to join us for an interview. Looks like Ose is going to continue. Ose enters his Argus fight. Getting his silver arrows. Gets it done. Now keep in mind Ose has already done GT, so once he finishes off Meyer, he just has to go straight to Ganon. So while we're waiting for Liam Atlas, I'd just like to take a moment to remind everyone, give these runners a follow. Liam Atlas and oase28, as well as our tracker, Math Girl 718, and my co-commentator Espion 65536, and myself, I'm Etienne.
I mean, all I do on my channel is just do meme A Link to the Past runs, like max % Light World. All right, we got Liam Atlas in the setup channel, so he will be here.
Yeah, and if you did enjoy this match, there's another one tonight, just started over on SpeedGaming 6. So as soon as this wraps up, you can head over there. That one's between Fuzzy Games and Chex Human. But we've got Liam Atlas here. GG's, congrats on the win.
Thank you very much.
So that was a crazy race. Yeah, both of you seem to sort of forget a location.
Yeah, and I was trying to leave Skullwoods and Ice Palace, and I was like, oh, I'm just not going there. And of course, I picked the wrong one first, too, when I did go there. And got baited by that hint in Ice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay, because Oase pretty much did similar things. Also went to Ice Palace, got baited by the hint. Left Ice Palace, got the purple chest, went back to Ice Palace again.
Yeah, the difference was Oase was looking for the mirror. He forgot to turn in the green pendant, and pretty much last location did.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was actually last location. Excepting, like... I think Cold Stare didn't have an item, so it would be last location.
Yeah, Cold Stare, I dipped out before him because he didn't have an item, and then I think I only had the second Skullwoods item left, and I don't know what else, honestly. I'm curious to see what my collection rate's going to be.
I would probably estimate somewhere around 170, 80. Probably pretty high.
Probably. I was so mad when I found that bow, because I normally don't skip Skullwoods, but there was so much open from such an early time in this seed that I just decided to do other things.
Yeah, so a lot of progression items early, especially like early glove, early hammer, early fire source, really early pearl too, so that pretty much opened up the worlds really fast.
Yeah, and I was kind of disappointed when I saw early mitts as well. That's kind of what the end.
God,
I was like,
yes.
I was like, well, it's gonna be Ice Palace, isn't it, with those mitts?
Yeah, and then Ice Palace was nothing.
Exactly.
Of course it was.
The other fun thing was a hook shot and a nothing needed chest in GT. That was kind of disappointing to me. Because I was trying to avoid dipping into GT until I had a cane or the hook shot, just to be able to do more.
Well, you demonstrated your hovering skills pretty well during Hookshot Cave.
Just quite didn't make it. If the bow was there, I was going to be so angry with myself.
Yeah, I mean, you could have gone for the top of GT hover, which is more than I could say.
If the bow wasn't my go mode item, well, Skullwoods, not Skullwoods, Swamp Palace was a crystal anyway, but I have no problem going for that, if that's what it's going to be. I was tempted to just finish GT while I was there without the bow, but I figured I would just come back with it, and then that way I could just fall into Ganon at the end.
Yeah, although you have to consider, what if, like, Quake is up there?
There was other items I was looking for, and that's one of those where I know how to do the trick, but sometimes I waste too much time doing it.
Yeah, also, just want to point out that Oase just performed a version of Spooky Action, which doesn't require the flute on stream, and so that's was actually the old method of Spooky Action glitch. It got obsoleted within 24 hours because we found a better way, but that's the really old version that you use in all dungeons because you don't have flute, and you can use it in glitched categories if you don't have flute activated.
Yeah, that's a fun one to do, the 80 Spooky.
Yeah, I still don't even know it because I didn't learn Spooky until 2 days after it was discovered, and then we had the better setup.
Yeah.
Well, there is the final crystal for Oase, so he just has to hop over to Ganon. What would you say is the fastest way to get to Ganon from here?
Oh, the fastest way to get to Ganon from here is to clip up onto the ledge to the right, fake flute to 3, and then go north and then right, and then do a clip from the river into the Ganon hole. That's the fastest way. However, it's also hard.
Yeah. So I'll say it looks like he's just gonna. He's had enough of this seed. He's just gonna take the easy way.
Nah,
Chill.
gotta show off. If you already can't win, you may as well just show off the fun memes.
Yeah, towards the end, when I didn't see a dot done and it's getting close to 2 hours, I'm like, man, I don't even want to try anything. I'm just gonna do this old school kind of way so I don't mess it up. And then I ended up failing the first GT entry.
Yeah, honestly, for a while there, it seemed like OC was well in the lead. But then he just forgot that green pendant. And you were able to catch up. And then for a while, it was kind of like... It was basically like, who's going to remember their go mode item first? Is it going to be Liam finding the bow or OC finding the mirror?
Yeah, I really wanted to chase green pendant, especially since we got everything for it so early, and then we got the hint. Well, I don't remember where that hint was, where someone friendly has a unique item. So I really wanted to hunt that down.
I don't remember either. Yeah, I don't remember either, but that was a good. I guess that was a good influence on your decision to go to T-Rock.
Yeah, for sure. I could get all 5 items, minus Mimic Cape, but that's easy to come back to.
Although actually, since you already got the lamp at the witch, did you think that was maybe relevant to that hint?
It could have been, but you know, I didn't have a strong pull to any crystal dungeon because I couldn't complete any other crystal dungeons at the time. And that's 5 items plus green pendant, so I decided, hey, let's do that.
Well, OC on to phase 4 now again. Setting up for a triple here. And gets the triple, very nice. Alright, get your GG's in chat for OC. And he finishes with an official SRL time, 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 54 seconds.
GG. So,
And,
Oase does not have
says,
a mic.
yeah.
So, will not be joining us in chat for an interview. Although, may join the Twitch chat rather than the voice.
Yeah, so GG's to both of you guys. So we do have a command here, exclamation mark OWG. So that'll give you all the links for this tournament for all the info you need.
Oh, I gotta pester someone to fix that schedule link because it's not actually correct anymore.
Oh, all right. Well, the challenge link works anyway. But if you enjoyed what you saw today, well, like I said, there's another match happening right now over on SpeedGaming 6 between Fuzzy Games and Chex Human, so you can tune in there right away. But yeah, I don't know, unless do you guys have any final thoughts about this seed or tournament or anything?
No, just thank you guys for the comms and the tracking and the restream on SpeedGaming, and GG to my opponent as well. Yeah, it's kind of rough when both of us go about 2 hours, but yeah,
it was rough seed, but it was a fun race to watch. So, all right, well, as I said, GG's to both runners. Thanks to our tracker Math Girl. Thanks to my co-com Espion, and I've been Etienne. So Espion, I guess I'll leave it to you for the final words.
Yep. It was a fun time. I haven't gotten to do glitched stuff in a while, so I'm glad to be back in the swing of it. And so thank you all for watching. You've been a great audience.